Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Hi there. Good morning. Welcome to the class. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to the class, everybody. Welcome to the class. Hello, hello. Good morning. Hello, hello.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, Dora. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, teacher. And you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the class. Hello, guys. How do you feel today? Uh-huh.
I'm happy.
Happy. Uh-huh. Very good. It's Friday. How do you feel, guys? Do you have any plans for the weekend? Uh-huh.
Not really.
Not really? No plans?
No, just staying home.
Okay. And you guys? Do you have any plans for the weekend? Study English, for example, work on the platform, practice for the exam. Yes. What time do you usually wake up on the weekends?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay. Very late. And the rest of you guys?
Half
At
past
night.
7, 8.
Okay. All right. That's not so bad. Well, if you can rest, I mean, do it. That's good. But remember, everybody, what will happen on Monday?
We have
Uh-huh.
the test.
Exam.
The exam.
Exam.
Yes. So please try to practice a little bit, okay? Try to review the vocabulary, try to review the structure, and of course, try to advance on the platform, okay? Today, we are going to have a lot of practice, okay? And we are going to have a practice specifically simulating the speaking evaluation, okay? I'm going to give you the structures about how the evaluation will be. So we are going to have a practice in order that you can feel more confident for Monday, okay? Now, before starting, I just want to remind you that according to our calendar, how much is the percentage that we need to get on the platform? Well, we are here in this week. So how much is the percentage? If you remember, we didn't have the users on time, right? So we said that we need to get at least the 30%. And here I got the users. Can you see the platform?
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Yes.
Look at this one. I can see very good progress. I can see some people have worked a lot. That's excellent. Look at this one. So some people have been advancing more than others, okay? But remember, everybody, the platform is available the 24 hours, 7 days of the week. So you can try to advance as much as possible. I can see, look at this one, 97%. That's a lot of progress. Pretty good job. Over here, yeah, I can see very good progress, 75%. That's a lot. Pretty good, pretty good. So I expect to everybody is working on the platform, everybody, okay? I know that there are some people that they haven't started yet, so please try to advance. Remember that there are a lot of exercises, okay? So if you are thinking, or if you have the idea like, I will do it everything during the weekend, guys, it's going to be difficult, all right? Because there are a lot of exercises, all right? So my recommendation is try to work little by little, okay? If you work on the platform at least 10 minutes every day, it's going to be easier than if you had to finish the platform, everything in only one day, okay? So try to practice. Remember that the platform is a tool in order to practice. Specifically, the topics that we studied here in the class are the topics that you had to practice in the platform, okay? So that is a plus. Try to use it, try to do it, please. And if you have issues with some exercises, if you don't know the answer, if you don't understand the exercise, as I always say, you can take the screenshot and you can send it in the chat there in WhatsApp's group so we can help each other, okay? So do it, please. Work on the platform. Now, do you remember what was the topic that we studied yesterday?
Time expression.
Time expressions, pretty good. Do you remember that topic, everyone? Oh my gosh. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, only one says yes. Remember that is something that I'm going to evaluate in the exam, right? Now let's start. As I mentioned, we have a lot of practice today. Can you see the presentation, everybody?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so today, guys, is September 8th. We are in the class number 9. And let's start with a quick review. Yesterday, we were imagining that we are, or we have a specific occupation, and you have to describe your typical day. And then the rest of your classmates had to ask questions using what do you do, and then a time expression, okay? So everybody, I want you to use your imagination, invent, okay? So for example, in the real life, I'm a teacher, but I'm pretending that I am a singer. So obviously the routine will change. So let me interview, let me pick someone. Herman. Hello, Herman. I cannot hear you, microphone.
Hello.
Hello, Herman, invent, tell me an occupation that you would like to have.
Imagine that I am a scientist.
A scientist.
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent. All right, so Herman, can you tell us a little bit about your typical day as a scientist?
Well, every day I wake up at 5 a.m. and I usually go to the lab and with my team and I review the data, numbers, or information about the previously experiments.
That sounds very
And
interesting.
study the results and to see if it make a sense and we continue with the project.
Nice.
And when we finish the work, I usually eat some quickly because I'm stressful and I then only think is going to sleep.
Sounds good. All right, everybody, he is a scientist. Ask him questions and don't forget to use time expressions. Go ahead. What questions can you ask him?
How much time do you spend on the lab?
That's a good question.
Usually, I usually spend 8 hours.
8 hours. Okay. What else? Another question, everybody? Remember the time expressions that we used yesterday? Around, in, on, at, after, before, okay? Ask him questions. If I don't have volunteers, I'm going to pick individually. He is a scientist.
What do you do at Christmas?
Very good.
I always spend time with my family and regularly, I regularly have to I regularly have to be in the lab working because it depends about if the project is big, it's very long. But usually I spend time with my family.
Nice, that sounds good. What else? Another question?
Do you experiment with animals?
No, we experiment with some chemistry substance.
Okay. Yeah, not animals, only chemistry,
No,
liquids, maybe substances.
yeah, chemistry liquids.
Okay, sounds good. Excellent. Thank you, Herman. Very good. So what we are doing here, it's similar about what we are going to do during the speaking evaluation. Okay. In the speaking evaluation, everybody, it will be a conversation. All right. So two important things. You had to be able to talk, to ask questions, but also you had to be able to answer questions. All right. That is exactly what we are going to do. Now, let's continue with the practice that we have for today. And talking about questions, we need to learn how to ask a specific question. Look at this one. Can you see the presentation again? Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. I have a couple of questions. Let me ask you guys. Do you think you have a healthy life or unhealthy life? What do you think? Healthy or unhealthy?
I'm a smoker, so unhealthy.
Unhealthy. Oh my gosh. Okay. And you guys?
I think healthy life.
Healthy. Why? Why do you think that is healthy?
Because I do exercise every day, because I don't eat fast food, and I drink a lot of water in my life every day.
Nice. Okay. Sounds good. And you guys?
For me, half.
Half and half.
Yes.
Why?
Because on weekends I like to eat pupusas, but the day Monday to Friday I like to do something a little bit exercise. I like to go to walk near to my house 3 times a week. I go to work.
Okay, sounds good. Now look at this one. How often, guys, do you eat fruits and vegetables? How often?
Twice a week.
Twice a
Daily.
week?
Every day.
Every day, okay. And the rest of you guys?
Fruit every day, but vegetables twice a week.
Twice a week, okay.
Daily.
Daily, very good. And tell me, guys, how often do you eat, look at this one, fast food or junk food?
Occasionally,
Occasionally, okay.
Twice a month.
All right.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Once a week.
Well,
Okay, all right.
Twice every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Once a week too.
Once a week too. How about do exercise? How often do you exercise?
Every day.
Really? That's good.
I try to every day too.
Okay, nice.
Monday to Friday.
From Monday to Friday, pretty good.
On the weekend.
All right. So how about this one? How many hours do you sleep?
8 hours.
Okay.
Around
sleep
7 hours.
6 hours.
Okay.
7
So
or 8 hours.
9
Around
hours.
9.
Around 7 hours.
all right, okay. So look at this one. If you see, according to these answers, you can have an idea how healthy you are, right? And in order to verify if you have a healthy life, the typical question that you need to answer is how often, okay? If you go to the doctor usually asks, how often do you exercise? How often do you drink soda? How often do you eat fast food? So today we are going to learn to ask how often question. I know that this is a topic that maybe you already know, so this will be a review, okay? Pay a lot of attention because these kind of questions are going to appear in the speaking evaluation, all right? So if I want to ask questions with how often, this is the structure that you need to follow. First, I need the phrase how often. After how often, what do I need?
Auxiliary.
The
Do or
auxiliary.
Auxiliary.
Exactly. Remember, if it is third person, what is the auxiliary that I'm going to use?
Does.
Does. If it is not third person,
Do.
exactly. Then I need something else. What do I need?
A subject.
A subject, all right? After the subject, what do I need?
Verb.
The verb. And what happens with the verb?
The complement.
But look at the verb. The verb needs changes.
Yeah.
Oh no, in the base
Yeah,
form.
depending the action.
In this case, right, the verb is in the basic form. Imagine that I'm talking in third person. Do I need to say how often does she takes out the garbage? Do I need to add the letter S?
No.
No,
No.
because you
No.
use the auxiliary.
Exactly. I already have the auxiliary. The verb is in the basic form. After the verb, what do I need?
Complement.
The
Complement.
complement. As simple as that. All right. For example, I can say, okay, everybody, how often do you do the grocery shopping? What do you think?
Once a week.
Once a week. Imagine if I ask you, hey, everybody, how often do you drink soda?
Daily.
Once a month.
Daily, oh my gosh. Once a month is good.
Almost never.
Almost never, really. That's healthy.
Never too.
Really? Okay. Yeah, guys, let's try not to drink a lot of soda. Now, imagine that I need to know if someone is healthy or not. What kind of questions can I ask? So everybody tell me questions using how often do you? Uh-huh.
How often do you eat salad?
Very good. And what is the answer, everybody? How often do you eat salad? Anyone?
Twice a week.
Okay, pretty good. What else? Another question, please.
How often do you go to the beach?
How often do you go to the beach? Okay, everybody, what is the answer?
Just in vacations?
Okay. Mm-hmm. What
Twice a
else?
year.
Twice a year, sounds good. What else? Another question, using how often, please?
How often do you go to the market,
Okay.
supermarket?
Everybody?
Once a month.
Once a month.
Okay, pretty good.
Twice a month.
Now, what else? I want to know if your classmates have a healthy life. Continue asking questions with how often. What else can we ask?
How often do you exercise?
How often do you exercise? Very good question. What else?
How often
Do you go to the doctor?
How often do you go to the doctor? Yes, I was listening to someone.
How often do you practice any sport?
How often? Yes. How often do you practice sports? I like
How
that.
often do you check your cell phone?
How often do you check your cell phone? That's an interesting question. Hi, everybody. How often do you check your cell phone?
Always.
Daily.
All
Every
right.
5 minutes?
The question will be like, how many hours? What do you think, guys?
I don't know, whole day.
The whole day? Oh my goodness.
1 hour.
Only 1 hour. Hey, that's good. So if you see, these kind of questions is pretty easy to do it. Okay? So just remember, if you are using the subject you, the auxiliary is do, and then the verb is in the basic form. If, on the other hand, you are using third person, for example, imagine that instead of you, I'm asking about your best friend. What will be the question here? Can I say how often do your best friend?
Visit you.
But can I say do if I'm talking about your best friend?
Does.
Does.
In this case, I will say does. So can you ask questions about your best friends? For example, how often does your best friend exercise? What will be the answer?
Every day?
All right, so she or he, give me the full sentence.
Exercise?
Exercises.
Every
Does
day.
exercise.
Exercises, because it's third person. So my best friend exercises every day, for example. What else? Can you ask another question in third person, please?
How often does your best friend visit you?
Visit you. Very good. Everybody, what would be the answer?
How often does your mother visit her sisters?
Okay, pretty good. What else? Imagine that I ask you, hey everybody, how often does your best friend eat pizza? What is the answer?
He eats every day.
Ah, can I say eat or eats?
It's
Exactly. So we can say, she or he eats, and then you use the time expression. She eats once a week, right? So don't forget it. If you are answering in third person, don't forget to add a complement with the letter S in the verb. But if you are asking in third person, don't forget to change the auxiliary, okay? Is it clear, everybody, the way that we can ask how often questions?
yes.
Easy or difficult? What do you think? Easy or difficult to ask questions with how often?
Little bit easy.
Very good, excellent. So let's have a practice. We are going to have a speaking practice. Remember that the idea for today's class is that you speak a lot, because remember, we have speaking evaluation, so we need to practice a lot. So let's have a speaking practice, and I want you guys to talk to your classmates, and you are going to try to discover if they have a healthy lifestyle. So I want you to ask questions using how often? How often do you? But also you can include the questions that we practiced yesterday. What do you do? And then you can use a time expressions. The idea is to combine the topics and have a conversation. For example, imagine that, let me pick some of you. Imagine that I have Mario and Walter. So Mario is going to ask questions to Walter, and we'll say, hey, hello, Walter. So tell me, how often do you eat fast food? And Walter will answer, for example, I eat fast food once a month. Okay. And then Walter asks, okay, how about you, Mario? How often do you drink soda? I drink soda just, I don't know, once a year, for example. So you have to listen to your classmates, pay attention, and then I will ask you, okay, Walter, tell me about Mario. Do you think Mario has a healthy lifestyle? Yes, teacher. Why? Because he drinks soda only once a year. Okay? And then I will ask, okay, does your classmate have a healthy life? No, teacher. Why? Because she doesn't eat vegetables or something like that. Got it? Is it clear, the activity, everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Are you sure? Okay,
Yes.
can you explain me the activity, please?
We
What
need
are-
to investigate if the classmates has a unhealthy or healthy life.
Very good. What kind of questions can we ask?
Using how often.
That is the one, exactly. So we can use, again, guys, questions with how often, but also remember, we can include a question that we practiced yesterday. Try to include time expressions. And in your answers, everybody, please try to give details, as many details as possible. Now, let me open up the groups. Please, everybody, enter to the groups. I want to everybody participate, please. If you are in a group where nobody is talking, well, just let me know, okay? Give me a second. We will be working in group of 3. Pay attention to your classmates. Again, later I will ask you, so try to pay attention what your classmate says. Are you ready, everybody? Yes?
Yes.
Pretty good. Okay, let's go to work.
Hello, hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. So let's get started if you want. So beginning with you, Sophia, tell us. We want to know about your life and if you have a healthy life. So my first question is, how often do you eat vegetables?
Often, okay. 4 or 5 times a week, I think. Yeah, I like vegetables. Do you hear? Do you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. We can. So 5 or 4 times a week. Oh, it's perfect. It's a lot of times in a week. And what kind of food do you eat when you use vegetables?
What count? What? Repeat that question, please.
Yes, what kind of food do you make when you use vegetables?
For example, in my lunch, I use vegetables usually. In yes, only that.
Okay, with chicken or with meat.
Yeah, but
What
I
is the
usually,
complement of your food?
in my lunch because it's more easy to make with vegetables. Yeah, with in the meat or I don't know. Yes, soap, for example.
Okay, and when you want to say that is more easy, I think that the best way to say that is easier.
Easier. Yes.
Yes, it's easier to.
Only drive, but uh, sometimes I I go to the park with my sons.
Ah, that's right.
How about you? You how often um do you do some sports?
Yes, practice sport.
Yes.
Okay, I play soccer. Uh, I play soccer every weekend.
That sounds fun and healthy.
What?
That sounds fun and healthy.
Yes.
I don't hear.
Okay.
Why? Every day because I love fruit. I prefer eat my breakfast fruit.
What
Papaya,
fruit? What fruit do you
bananas,
prefer?
papaya and bananas on my breakfast. And
Okay.
the afternoon I like eat apples and strawberries or grapes. Yeah.
And do you like eat vegetables or
Yes,
only
I
fruits?
love
Okay.
vegetables. I eat vegetables every day. That is my favorite food. Vegetables.
So do you consider that you have a healthy life?
In this moment, I have a healthy life because I can, well, I don't know what is a fever, uh, um, I, when a fevers, when you are hot, and, and nothing about these things, no pains in my body. And that is my life in this moment is I consider is healthy.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, for me, I sometimes eat healthy food because my mom always prepare different food, and I have a store, a mini store, and um and sometimes I ate, for example, snacks, but I prefer fruits, and sometimes I drink soda.
I don't know what cigarros.
Just 20 cigarettes a day.
Wow,
That is so
too
much.
much, Wilber.
That is amazing. But
I'm impactada. Wow, it's too much.
how
How do
often
you say cigarros?
cigarette?
Cigarettes, yes. Wendy.
How often do you go to the dentist?
Almost never.
Oh. Mhm.
Just when
Nice.
I have to.
I
Okay.
feel identified.
Yeah. After 20 cigarettes, I think you have to go.
Yes.
Okay. How often do you eat junk food, Wendy?
It's normally for me. It's very, very usually.
Every day too.
No, it's every day, but
Like
I
the
try.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Wow. And how often or what kind what kind do food eat? I don't know. ¿Cómo sería la pregunta?
Junk food.
Ah, what kind of junk food do you eat?
Sometimes it depends. The most common, I think, hamburgers or pizza or
Or
I don't know.
tacos?
I don't know how do you say the wings, I think.
Yes, wings. Like
Yeah.
alitas?
Yeah.
Question. Do you like ride a bike? Please, Rosibel, do you like ride a bike?
Ah, eh,
No,
No.
I don't have a bicycle.
Oh, okay. And
So I don't.
okay, and Julius, do you like ride a bike?
I like to ride a bicycle, but I don't have a bicycle.
Oh,
And
really? Okay.
sometimes I ride in bicycle, but I don't know how to say alquilar. I don't know.
I don't remember this word.
Okay, in the Café Talon, have the bicycle.
Okay.
This place I ride the bicycle.
Okay. This okay. The question is, when you had a bicycle, how often do you ride a bicycle?
Twice a year.
I go to the dentist twice a year. Once uh, w- uh, twice a year. Every 6 months, I visit the dentist. And the general doctor, I think every 4 months, around, yes, around 4 months.
In my case, I go to visit the doctor every month because I have a problem for that situation. It's every month.
I try to go to the doctor every 3 months. Lately, I've been sick, a little sick, so I go to the doctor every month. But I used to go like every 3 months. Yeah.
Every 2 months.
Yes, every 3 months.
Okay.
With my child.
Time's up. All right, so we are going to go back to the main room, everybody. Let's go back. Time's up, time's up. All right, let's wait for your classmates. Some of them are still in the breakout rooms. Okay, how was the practice? Was it easy or difficult?
Easy.
Easy, pretty good. All right, let's go back, everyone. So tell me, guys, did your classmate ask correct questions with a good structure? Yes?
Yes.
Good. Did you answer all of the questions?
Yes.
All right. And what did you discover? Does your classmate have a healthy life or unhealthy life?
Also, healthy life.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
So let me interview a couple of you. Let's see. I will ask to Marisela. Hello, Marisela.
Hello, teacher.
So Marisela, tell me about your classmate. You were working with Catherine, Gabriela, and Melvin. So tell me about them. Do they have a healthy life?
Yes, and Catherine told me that she exercises every day for 1 hour. And Catherine told me that she takes vitamins every night before your bed.
Okay, nice. And how about Melvin?
Maybe remember. He exercises one once month.
Once a month.
Once a month, sorry, and maybe dreams a beer every day.
Every day.
No, no,
Melvin,
no,
that's
no,
good.
no, never.
All right, are you sure? All right, very nice, very nice. So how often, Melvin, how often do you exercise and drink beers?
Um, I I never do exercises. But I never drink beers.
Ah,
Marisela, she usually drink beers with his family, with her family.
she is the one. Ah.
Uh,
All right, okay. Thank you, guys. Very good. Let me ask to someone else. Alan Morales. Hello, Alan. Alan,
Hi,
think
teacher.
you were working with
Sophia and Victor.
yes, that's the one. So tell me about your classmates. Do they have a
Well,
healthy life?
I think that, yeah, they have a healthy life. We lost a little bit the topic because we started about los chorros. So, but yeah, Sophia, 4 or 5 times a week, eats vegetables. And also she do exercise every day. And she enjoyed like the vibes of go to the gym. So I think that it's a little bit interesting because
It
it's a
is.
little bit embarrassed go to the gym sometimes, but she loved the vibes.
She loves. She
Right.
loves that. Okay, interesting. Nice. All right, so you see, guys, I like the way that you are paying attention to your classmate. That's important too. Now, thank you, everybody. Now, let's see. When I was listening to some groups, I was listening to little details, so please pay attention to this because these are some of the details that we need to avoid during the exam, okay? Look at this. For example, let me share the screen. Look at this sentence. I use vegetables usually. So what do you think? Is this sentence correct? Yeah, I use vegetables usually.
I usually use.
In this case, imagine that you cook, you make the food, so when you are cooking, you use vegetables. The problem is with the position of the frequency adverb. Do you remember the correct position of the frequency adverb?
Yes, is next to the subject.
So I will say, I usually use vegetables. Okay? Be careful with the position. Then I was listening to some people saying this phrase. It's more easy.
It's easier.
Easier.
It's easier.
Easier. So, pronunciation.
Soup.
Soup.
Soup. Okay, this is just like soup. For example, chicken soup. Beans soup. Vegetables soup. Okay. Then look at this one. I like eat.
Two.
I like to eat.
Very good.
I like to eat.
Separate the verbs. Okay. I was listening to Spanish. How can I say this?
Rent.
Rent. Yes. Important. During the exam, don't say words in Spanish. Just in case that you forget the word or you don't know how to say it, My friendly recommendation is to change the idea or try to search for synonyms. But don't say words in Spanish, because if you say words in Spanish, this represents 1 point less. Okay, so be careful with that. Then what happens if you are talking in third person? She do exercise.
Does.
Does.
She does.
Exactly.
She does. Be careful if you are talking in third person. Okay? Now, any questions so far about these details? Okay. Now, everybody, we are going to continue, and now we are going to have a review for the exam. Pay a lot of attention because there are different topics that we need to review. Do you remember this topic? The comparative and superlative?
Yes, I remember.
Yes.
So, for example, do you know them?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you compare them, please?
Adele is older than Ariana Grande.
Very good.
Adele is better than Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Adele is the best singer.
Okay, Adele is the best singer. That is superlative. Very good. What else?
Adele is better singer than Ariana Grande.
Nice.
Adele
Eh,
is more
Ariana,
beautiful than Ariana Grande.
All right, Odilia, can you repeat?
Adele is more beautiful than Ariana Grande.
All right.
Adele is more popular than Ariana.
Sounds good. So I can see that you prefer Adele. Okay. So you are comparing. During the speaking evaluations, guys, you can mention comparative sentences, but be careful when you have short adjectives. For example, can I say, Ariana Grande is more young than Adele? Can I say that?
No.
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 What is the correct
Younger.
Younger. Ariana Grande is more short than Adele.
Shorter.
It's a really
Shorter.
shorter than
Yes.
Adele.
Can I say, Adele is the best singer than Ariana Grande?
No.
No.
Why not?
Better.
Superlative.
Better singer.
Superlative.
Is superlative. Remember that when we are talking in superlative, we are not comparing. We cannot use the word than. Is it clear? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Now, easy or difficult to compare?
Easy.
Easy?
Easy.
Very good. Okay, look at these ones. I have different options right here. Let's start with this one. I have iPhone, well, Apple versus Android. Can you compare them, please? And
I can
also, if
choose
you
the
want, you
screen.
can use superlatives.
Apple is more expensive than Android.
Okay, more expensive.
Android is cheaper than Apple.
Cheaper, very good.
Android is faster than Apple.
Faster, okay.
Apple is more popular than Android.
Yeah, could be.
Apple is more safer than Android.
More safer?
Safer.
Only safer. That
Only
is the
safer,
one.
yeah.
Yes, pretty good.
Apple is better than Android.
Okay, Alan, can you repeat?
Apple is better than Android.
All right. So which one do you
Android
prefer?
is. I prefer Android.
Android, why?
Yeah.
Because Android is easier to use than Apple.
Yeah. And Android's battery is better than Apple's battery.
That's true. That's true. So excellent. If you see, you are comparing. The first thing that you have to remember, guys, is you need to identify if the adjective is short or if the adjective is long. Okay, that is the first thing that you have to keep in mind. Please be careful. If you are using a short adjective, don't use the word more. Okay? That was one of the topics that we practiced in the class. What else? Do you remember another topic that we studied in the class?
In, on,
Mm-hmm. The time expressions, yes. But remember the previous classes.
Neither, either, to.
Very good. What else? Vocabulary?
Movie.
Food, movie.
Very good. So those are the topics that we are going to see in the exam. Let's review it a little bit. If we are talking about movies and music, let's see if you remember some vocabulary. For example, look at this one. I'm going to share with you some pictures. Tell me what kind of pictures are them. For example, the first one. What kind of picture is this?
Horror movie.
Horror movie.
Horror movie.
Horror movie, thriller.
Right.
Thriller.
It could be a
Yeah,
thriller
thriller.
too. Yes. How about the next one? Oops.
Comedy.
Comedy.
This is more like comedy. Pretty good. And this one?
Cartoon.
Animated.
Cartoon or animated movies. Animated movies. Okay. And then?
Worms.
Historical.
This is more
Historical
like
movie.
war movie. The most famous one?
Romantic.
Romantic, right? Very good. How about this one?
I do remember cycling.
Musical, when they are singing a lot. How about The Hobbit?
Fantasy.
What is it?
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Adventure.
Do you like fantasy movies?
Yeah, I like it.
Yes.
Okay. How about the next one?
Action.
Science.
This is science fiction. Yes. And then?
Documentary.
Documentary. And the last one?
Western.
Western. So remember, during the exam, you can try to use the vocabulary. If you use the vocabulary, that is going to give you extra points. Okay? Now, remember the music genres. Do you remember these music genres?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes? Which one do you like more?
Rock.
Latin.
Pop.
Latin, okay. And you guys, which one do you prefer from these ones?
Rock.
Rock, okay. So this is what we are going to do. I'm going to play some audios and you have to try to identify what kind of music is it, okay? But in order to avoid interferences, please everybody, microphones off. Okay, microphones off. Pay a lot of attention, okay? Look at this. Here we go. So, what kind of music is that?
We can hear.
I can hear.
Listen.
Okay, let me share it again. Give me a second. Okay, let me play it again. Let me know if you can listen.
Latin music.
What is it?
Latin music.
Latin. Are you sure?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, microphones off. Let's pay attention to the number 2.
Pop music.
Pop.
Music. Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, microphones.
Totally.
Microphones. Let's pay attention to the number 3.
Jazz? Rock? I don't know.
Jazz,
This is
blues.
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 I don't
Okay,
Maybe a
let's
blues.
keep listening. Let's keep listening. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's blues.
Blues? Are you
Blues.
sure?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, if you think so, microphones, please. Let's listen to the next one.
Classical.
Classical.
Tango.
That is
This is
classical.
tango.
Tango.
Classical
Yeah.
or tango?
Tango.
Tango.
Oh, tango.
Yeah,
Tango.
it's
That's right.
tango.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Next one, pay attention.
Reggae.
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 All right. And the next one.
This is jazz.
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 Okay. So are you sure about your answers?
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Only the three. Maybe not sure.
Extra homework for each mistake. So do you have doubts with the number 3 or not? Or do you want to listen it again?
Yes.
Yeah, listen again.
Okay, let's pay
One,
attention to the
ten,
number
one,
3
four,
again. Listen.
It's rock.
Rock. Beer. Maybe.
Yeah, it blues rock is similar.
Okay, so
yeah.
some of you say that is blues, some of you say that is rock. Final answer, please.
Sounds like rock.
Rock?
Sounds like rock.
Okay. So now, are you sure about your answers? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's see if it is true. Ta 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 ta. Oh, look at this. Hey, it didn't change it. No lo cambió. I'm not sure why. But yeah, the correct one, it was rock. That was the correct one. Pretty good job. So imagine, guys, that I ask you, hey, do you like Latin music? What would you say? Do you like Latin music?
Yeah, I like
A
it.
little bit, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I prefer the pop music, but
Yeah,
the Latin
me too.
is good for me.
All right. So now imagine that I ask, well, imagine that I said, you know what, guys? I love pop music. What would you say?
So do I.
So do I. And if I say, if I say, well, I don't like Latin music.
I don't.
Either.
I don't either.
Neither do I.
Neither
Or
do
neither.
I.
Neither do I.
You know what, guys? I can't dance.
I can't either.
I can't either.
And you know what, guys? I will watch a horror movie.
So do I.
I will watch a horror movie.
We all.
I will too.
So we all.
I will too, or so
So will I.
will I. And what happens if you are not going to watch it?
Wow, that's really interesting.
Say your opinion.
But I don't like horror movies.
Excellent, nice. Exactly what we are just doing. That is the basic, that is basically the written exam. Well, the speaking exam. Now, do you remember do, play, and go?
Yes.
When do I need to use do for which activities? In which sport?
Activities and the sports that I have to get a ball or play in a team.
Do? Are you
No,
sure?
this is
Do
play.
not.
This is play.
So do it when you don't have a ball.
Yeah.
Ah,
yes, and then
okay.
you don't have
Do is when I don't need a ball. Can you give me examples?
yoga,
Karate.
Exercise.
Do
Yoga,
exercise,
yoga,
Karate.
do yoga,
karate,
do
karate,
Yeah,
karate,
karate.
karate. So in this case, do I need a ball?
No.
No. Do I need to play it in teams?
No.
No.
No. All right. So during the exam, please be careful with the verbs that you use. Okay. Now, how about play?
It's when you
That's the
you
opposite.
use
Teams,
ball.
Ball or a
Yeah.
team.
So, for example,
Play soccer.
soccer,
play
Soccer.
soccer,
Tennis.
American
play
football.
tennis,
basketball,
Play baseball.
play baseball, video games,
Yeah.
play basketball. And then we have go.
The NEC.
when the
Ah,
activity
The
was
sports with
ing.
an NAP.
Go
ing. For example,
swimming.
Go
Go
running.
swimming.
go
Running, fishing.
swimming, go
Hiking.
running,
Hunting.
go hiking. What else?
Fishing.
Go fishing. Pretty good. So remember the vocabulary, everyone. Okay? So
Yeah.
the topics that we just reviewed, those are the topics that I'm going to evaluate in the exam. Do you have any questions so far?
here, but in the exam, do you make us the questions, or we have to speak about that all of verbs and vocabulary that we learned?
That is exactly what I'm going to explain right now. Don't worry. Pay a lot of attention, guys. I'm going to give you the instructions how the speaking evaluation will be. Okay? Look at this. The speaking evaluation, everybody, to start with, is going to be in pairs. You cannot pick your pair. This is not like, teacher, I want to have my speaking evaluation with Catherine, for example. No, you are not going to choose your classmates, okay? But this is going to be a conversation. Each pair will have 5 minutes, okay? So I'm going to set a timer and I will say, okay, guys, you have 5 minutes, let's start. When the 5 minutes finished, I will say, okay, sorry, time's up, it's over, okay? So how is going to be this conversation? Easy. In this conversation, guys, it's a conversation. You need to sound natural. You just need to talk about yourself. You can talk about the things that you like, the things that you don't like. And then you can see if you have things in common with your classmates. For example, you can start saying, well, let's talk about music. And for example, you can ask questions to your classmates about music, right? And you can say, hey, do you like reggaeton music? And your classmate will answer, well, not really, I don't like reggaeton. And you answer and say, neither do I. I don't like reggaeton at all, but I love jazz music. And your classmate answer, really, so do I. And then you can continue talking about music. Later, you can move on and say, hey, and how about movies? What kind of movies do you like? I love action movies. Oh, really? So do I. Or you can say, oh, that's good. I don't like action movies. I prefer romantic ones. Good for you, but I don't like romantic movies. So what is your favorite movie? My favorite movie, for example, is Titanic. Okay, Titanic is the best movie in the world, or things like that. The idea, guys, is during those 5 minutes, you can talk about music, movies, sports, and of course, you can use frequent activities. So to your classmates, you can ask questions using frequency adverbs. For example, imagine that you are talking about movies, you can ask, and how often do you watch movies? Or if you are talking about sport, and how often do you go running? How often do you play soccer? How often do you listen to music? Okay, that is the conversations that you will have. And during this conversation, I'm going to evaluate, of course, that you use the vocabulary and that you can use these expressions. So, to, either, and neither. Important. These are the topics that I want you to talk about. If you start talking about something like, yes, food. Do we have food in this vocabulary? Not really, right? Imagine that you start talking, hey, yes, on vacations, I went to Guatemala. So let me ask you, do I have vacations in this vocabulary, in these topics? No.
No.
Okay, so this is a conversation. I want to sound naturally, yes, but I just want you to talk about this. Okay, don't go out of the topic. So if you suddenly say, hey, how often do you eat junk food? Once a week. But then, okay, let's go back to the main topic, because this is the topic that I want you to talk about, not these ones. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes? So basically, that is the speaking evaluation. Aspects that I'm going to evaluate is, of course, comprehension, that you understand what your classmate is saying. For example, imagine, guys, that I say, I don't like comedy movies. And imagine that your classmate says, yes, I always listen to music. Does it make sense?
No.
No, really. So what can I understand if you answer something like this is that you are not paying attention to your classmates. Okay? So comprehension, listening, that is something that I'm going to evaluate. Also, I'm going to evaluate grammar. Okay? So for example, imagine if you say, I don't like comedy movies. Me too. Can I say this?
No. No.
What is the correct one?
I don't either.
Neither do I.
Neither do I. Or I don't.
No, either.
Very good. Okay, so I'm going to evaluate those aspects. Or imagine that I say, yes, I like to go run. Can I say it?
Running.
Very good. Go running. So every little aspect about grammar, I'm going to evaluate it. Also imagine that I say, yes, I play always.
I always play.
I always play.
I always play. Imagine that I say, yes, in the night.
At night.
At night.
Okay, so those little aspects are grammar, so I'm going to evaluate it, okay? Also, guys, I'm going to evaluate vocabulary. So imagine that during this conversation, you were talking about only food. You didn't talk about movies, you didn't talk about music or sports, nothing, only about food. What do you think? Will you have the score? Yes or no?
0.
Yeah. I mean, grammar could be perfect, but if you don't use the vocabulary, I'm sorry, right? Also, in vocabulary, guys, I'm going to evaluate a Spanish word. If you use a Spanish word, 1 point less for each word in Spanish. Don't say words in Spanish, okay? Please. Also, I'm going to evaluate pronunciation. For example, imagine that I'm talking about any kind of word, okay? If you don't pronounce it correctly, that is going to affect you, okay? And I'm going to evaluate fluency. Fluency is not that you have to speak fast, no. But imagine that during the exam, I'm listening things like, some people say, or like this, quiero ver, or you make pauses. Do you think that that represents fluency? Not really, right? That is going to affect you. So that is fluency. If you need time to think, remember, instead of this, what can we say? If you need time to think.
Let me think.
Let me think.
Yes. Let me think. Hey, that's a good question. Let's see. And something important, guys. If you didn't understand what your classmate said, you can ask for a repetition. I'm sorry, can you repeat again, please? That is not going to affect your score. So please, if you didn't listen, if you didn't understand, ask for a repetition. Is it clear the way that I'm going to evaluate you? Is it clear, the speaking evaluation?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a practice, okay? Right now, we are going to simulate the speaking evaluation. I want you guys to imagine that you are a new student, okay? I want you to imagine that you and your classmate don't know each other. So you need to talk about yourself. You need to check if you have things in common with your classmates. Again, this is a conversation. You can start with, hey, hello, my name is da-da-da-da-da. How are you? I'm good, and you? I'm great. Hey, do you like music? Yes, I love reggaeton music. Really? So do I. Who is your favorite singer? And you can start talking. Is it clear? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, clear.
Right now, you will be in pairs, all right? Because you have to think and imagine, guys, that this is the speaking evaluation. Do your best. Later, we are going to go back. We are going to have only 5 minutes, exactly, because you need to organize your ideas. When we come back, I will ask randomly some people, and you are going to do the conversation here in front of everyone, pretending that is the exam, okay? I'm sending the instructions on WhatsApp groups. Let's do your best. In this moment, 0 Spanish, please. Remember the vocabulary, remember the topics that I wanted to talk about. If you are alone or if your classmate is not talking, let me know so I can switch you to another team, okay? Ready, everybody? Yes? Okay, let's go to work.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Alejandro Rivas. I am 26 years old. I live in Santa Ana. I like romantic music because it's relaxing. So I watch movies every
All
week
right. Hold on,
with
hold
my
on.
family.
All right, Mario, sorry, Melvin, very good because you are giving the information, but you need to give time to Sophia to answer. For example, if you are talking about music, okay, let's stop and just talk about music. I like salsa music. Then you stop and then Sophia can answer if she likes or not. Okay, so give the time to your classmate to also answer.
Okay.
Okay. My name is Sophia. I'm 22 years old and I live in Santa Ana too. So
How often do you listening to music?
how often?
Do you listening to music?
I
Listen to music.
daily.
Mm.
Really love music. Yes.
I never listen music.
No.
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
yeah, it's okay. But sometime my home, my brother listen to music.
Yeah.
Well, I prefer listen when he listen English music.
Yeah. I love the.
I like the rock music in Spanish and English. In Spanish, my favorite band is Héroes del Silencio, Rata Blanca, Mago de Oz. In English, I like to Guns N' Roses.
Oh, Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses and Linkin Park.
Oh, so do I. I listen. I too listen Linkin Park music.
Oh, really? It's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you prefer, Linkin Park or Guns N' Roses?
For me, the both is a nice.
To practice that.
I would like to practice at least 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's perfect. That's make you a healthy person.
And you practice someone sport?
Not really. I like soccer, but I only go to the gym every day.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. I added Mario, so you can ask to Mario too, please.
Thank you, teacher.
Perfect.
Hi, Mario.
Hello.
For example, do you prefer Selena Gomez or what is the name of your favorite singer?
My favorite singer is Javier Ibarra. I
Javier
prefer
Ibarra.
because I like it, or because I like to rap music, sorry. And that's it.
Okay, in your opinion, Javier Ibarra is older than Selena Gomez?
Yes, is older than Selena Gomez. He is 60 years old.
Okay.
Yes.
In my case, I prefer listen to music pop in English because my favorite singer is Selena Gomez. I think that her voice is very beautiful.
Okay, respect your opinion, but in my case, I don't listen pop music.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Because I think that I have
But it's fantasy movie.
yes, it's fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
cater to understand these movies. So I think I don't like.
Yes, me neither. I like Dune, but Star Wars is not one of my favorite movies.
Yes,
And
I understand.
what other kind?
Time's up. Let's go back to the main room. Let's wait for everybody. Okay, time's up. All right, interesting answers, interesting conversations. Let's wait for everybody. Some of your classmates are still in the breakout rooms. Time's up, time's up. Okay, let's see. So you had 5 minutes with your classmates. That is basically the time that you will have with your classmates during the exam. Let's wait for everybody. Time's up, time's up. Okay, hi everybody. How was the practice? How was the exam? Imagine that that was your exam. How was it? Did you pass the exam?
No.
Yeah.
No, why not?
I don't know. I am stressed. I'm
Why?
stressed.
No,
In this
relax.
moment, don't have nervous.
I forget the
But in
basic
the morning, have nervous.
All right.
I think I am the only one that I stressed.
No, relax. So the idea to do the exam as in a conversation, is because guys, when we go to the breakout rooms, what do? You have a conversation, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So with your classmate, that is exactly what you will do. Now, important, the evaluation is in pairs, but the score is individual. So for example, I can have Herman talking to Victor. Victor can have 7, but Herman can have 10. I mean, the evaluation is individual. The score is individual. So relax, okay? Now, important, and this is a recommendation, please. Don't ask complicated questions. Don't complicate yourself, and don't complicate the question so your classmate can understand. Keep it simple, okay? And give the time to your classmates to talk. Sometimes I have some people that they start talking, yes, hello, my name is Clarissa. You know, I love pop music. I love horror movies. I don't like to dance. And yes, I usually play soccer. Wow. Only me is the one that is talking. So when I finish to talk, your classmate will be like, I don't know what to say because I already say a lot of sentences. So my recommendation is say one sentence and then give the time to your classmate to answer. For example, yes, I like horror movies. How about you? And then your classmate answer, yes, so do I. Or no, I don't. Okay, so one sentence each one. Give the time to your classmates to answer. Another recommendation is ask only one question. Because sometimes we say, do you like horror movies? What is your favorite movie? And why do you like it? And it is like, oh my gosh, 3 questions. Your classmate will be like, I don't know what question do I need to answer. Okay, so ask only one question. Got it? Yes?
Yeah.
Let's have a quick practice. Yeah. Who wants to practice? I need 2 people right now.
Me, Victor.
Victor, thank you. Who else? Mario, I know that you want to try. Let's do it. Okay, we don't have time, so you will have right now only 1 minute. Let's pretend that this is the exam, okay? Let's start, boys. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, Victor. How are you?
Hello, never better, Mario. Thanks. And so I will be your new friend here. So I want to know what kind of music do you prefer?
Oh, my favorite music is the pop music, I think. And
Oh,
how
so do
about
I.
you? What is your favorite gender music?
Yeah, so do I. But I want to tell you that my favorite gender is Latin music.
Oh, okay. That's good one too. So what is your favorite artist?
My favorite artist is Bad Bunny. Yes, and
Okay.
I want to
Why?
tell
Tell me
you.
why.
No, I don't know, but it's I think that is the best. And you seems like a healthy person. Tell me, what kind of sports do you practice?
Thank you for asking. I practice yoga 3 times a week, and I go running on the weekends.
Oh, it's perfect. It's fascinating. Thank you.
Yes,
It's good.
and you practice any sport?
Yes, the soccer. I
Okay.
like the soccer. Yes, and I practice that sport every day.
Time's up.
Oh,
Okay, let's stop there because you only have 1 minute. All right, look at this one. That is a conversation. That is exactly what I need. If you see, Victor was saying something, then Mario answers, then again Victor, and they were using phrases like, so do I. I listened to your classmate using frequency adverbs. That is exactly what I want. If you paid attention, they were asking about music, then they talked about sports. Pretty good. So you see, guys, as simple as that. In this case, Victor and Mario, if you were continue the conversation, I consider that you would get a very good score. So
oh,
that
thank
is,
you.
yes.
Yeah.
So relax, everybody. It's a conversation. Important. Listen, si escucho que su compañero hace una pregunta que no tiene nada que ver con el exam, right? For example, imagine que su compañero le dice, hey, and have you ever traveled to China? I mean, that is not related with the topic. I will stop and I will say, okay, excuse me, can you change your question? Okay, porque no voy a dejar que su pregunta afecte a su compañero. All right? Si yo siento que se me
Teacher,
están saliendo del tema, también les voy a decir, okay, let's go back to the vocabulary, please. So, yo les voy a ir ayudando también. Roberto, do you have a question?
will you choose the partner or
Yes. Okay, look at this one. In the exam, guys, the participation, you can pick to be the first one, or you can pick to be the volunteer. So, for example, I say, okay, who wants to start? So imagine that Alan and Walter wants to be the first one. Okay, they can go together. But if I don't have volunteers, I will pick randomly. And I can say, okay, Jocelyn and Melvin, go ahead. All right, that's the way that I'm going to pick your classmates. What I don't accept is, teacher, can I participate? But I want to participate with Odilia. No, that is not possible. Eso ya me suena a que ya practicaron, right? Ya se memorizaron qué van a decir. So that's why it is not possible to choose your classmates. Okay? Yes? Any other question, everybody?
That's
Okay.
clear.
Everything is clear.
Excellent. So everybody practice during the weekend. Again, you can call your classmates on WhatsApp and you can have a mini conversation so you can feel more confidence. So everybody ready for Monday? And during the exam, you need to keep the camera on. All right? So everybody, if you don't have more questions, have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to work on the platform, please. See you on Monday.
See you.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye.